Ahoy, and welcome, fellow adventurers, to Cocked, a real play D&D podcast. My name is Alex Groves, and I usually play Agard the Firbolg Druid in our main campaign to the lands of Manassas. However, for the next couple of episodes, I will be the DM, so let me just apologize in advance for that. Before we introduce our players, let me set the stage for this brief adventure, still within Manassas, but in a different area and at a much different time. It is late in the year 203 of the current age, less than 1 week from Year's End and almost 150 years before the events of our main campaign. Year's End is a celebration of just that, the end of one year and the beginning of the next, a time of death and renewal. This was originally celebrated by giving a gift of some significance in hopes of great fortune in the new year, but these days is usually just marked with great gatherings and parties. It is the height of winter in Manassas, and while an island this far south does not have to deal with the usual rigors of snow and ice, the Southern Seas of Manassas can be particularly brutal this time of year. A large merchant frigate is docked at the port of Beachcairn. The ship is called the Rospiante, and it has been undergoing extensive repairs for over 6 weeks. Nearly 2 months earlier, the Rospiante was making a normal run of goods from Sanso Isle to Gorath when the crew inadvertently sailed between a female dragon turtle in heat and a male suitor. All cargo was lost in the ensuing attack, and the Rospiante was nearly crippled. They were able to limp along and were then finally escorted to the port of Beachcairn. Unfortunately, the Rospiante lost a great deal of money due to the cargo that was destroyed, as well as the extensive repairs. The last 2 months of the year are normally the most profitable for merchant ships, as there is a great push for goods to be distributed before sea trade ends for the very worst of the winter months. At this point, the captain of the Rospiante just wants the repairs to her ship completed so she and her core crew, our players for this adventure, can sail home to Plagano, which lies nearly a week's journey across the southern seas. This brings us to the captain of the Rospiante, Captain Yanli Tergosa. Those who know her call her Captain Turgi. She is a half-orc in her early 60s. She stands a little over 6.5 feet tall, has bluish-purple skin with long black-gray hair. She is usually dressed in a combination of black and brown cloth and leathers, and often carries an old anchor that she has had fashioned to a kind of maul on her back. She is also easy to spot with her one gold-plated tusk. Aside from being the only half-orc sea captain amongst all registered merchant ships, Captain Tergosa is one of only 3 female captains. Due to her leadership, the Rospiante has the reputation of delivering goods safely in great time and at a fair price. She is known as a fair and caring captain who will defend her ship and crew to the bitter and sometimes brutal end. So let's go around and introduce our characters.
Hello, I am Alex Reed, normally your DM, only for this adventure I will be playing Glenn Yarlvoth the First. He is 6 foot 4 inches tall. He's a Kalistar bard. Glenn has long blonde hair that is almost like platinum in color at times, and it flows down to about the mid of his back. He wears extremely clean and flawless black boots, black leather pants, and has a tunic that is made of this like purple shimmering silk on the outside. And as the collar comes up around his neck, you can see the inside is a shimmering deep blue color. Glenn also wears a belt over the top of his tunic, which he rarely removes, and Glenn is actually very competitive and enjoys playing bar games such as darts, especially when Zarthus agrees to help him. So that's Glenn. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jessica Reed. I'm playing Ula, a water genasi druid. Ula has soft aquamarine colored skin with large deep blue eyes that have green and gold flecks. She has long dark hair that always ebbs and flows as if underwater. She is 6 foot and has a slim and athletic figure. She grew up in a family where she was the only daughter and was named Ula for Gem of the Sea. Her father was a sea captain, and she idolized him and was always ready to hear of his voyages when he would return. So naturally, with every story, her wanderlust grew, and she found a crew who would take her in. Eventually, she heard of the Rospiante and the reputation of Captain Tergosa and aimed to be a part of her crew and ship. Years later, she has become a part of Captain Tergosa's core crew and seeks to continue to learn under her and hopes to one day follow in her father's footsteps and captain her own ship.
Hi, I'm Reggie Morris, and I'll be playing Zarthus, the Kalistar Psy Warrior. Zarthus is 23 years old and is 5'4" with a slimmer frame. They have long, sleek, jet black hair that is normally tied back, and they have pale white skin with luminous sapphire blue eyes. The preferred clothing that Zarthus normally wears are longer, sleeveless tunics that normally intertwine with the armor they're wearing. Zarthus' preferred way of fighting doesn't necessarily involve weaponry as the core part, due to them primarily using their incredible psychic abilities and their raw intelligence to outwit their opponents.
So here's where our adventure begins. It is dusk on the 22nd day of Altoriac as we move in on the main deck of the Rospiante. A crew of goblins that have been working on the ship the last 6 weeks are departing for the evening, while our core crew, our player characters for this adventure, prepare themselves for the end of the day and soon dinner with Captain Trigosa. What are you guys doing?
Glenn is picking at his lute, kind of playing a couple notes on the bow of the ship, just kind of hanging out.
Yep, the goblins who are doing the repairs, you know by this point, they don't speak common. They take direction real well. They understand basic things in common, but a little extra pep in their step when the lute comes out and you start playing. So,
Aw.
So Glenn can talk to them because he's a Kalistar. If I remember correctly, I can mind link, so you can speak telepathically to any creature within 80 feet of you. You don't need to share a language with the creature for it to understand, but the creature must be able to understand at least one language. So do they understand one language?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so it says as an action, you can speak telepathically to the creature, and you can give the creature the ability to speak telepathically to you for the next hour or until you end this effect. So even though he's sitting there like picking at the lute, he's actually like kind of connecting and changing connection with each like different one that's just kind of standing there, and he's kind of singing the song but telepathically, like, quietly, so all you can really hear is the lute. But that's kind of why the goblins are enjoying it and dancing a little bit more.
And they're kind of putting away their tools and stuff like that and getting ready to disembark. For the evening. What's everybody else doing?
So we're not heading out on sea yet. We're just, all the repairs are pretty much done.
There's
and we're
probably
on the
about
ship.
a day worth of repairs left.
Okay.
The captain had said before that she was going to probably take the ship out the next day just to see, make sure things are holding well. You'll still need supplies and a crew to actually leave. So it's not that you would leave tomorrow, but the repair should be done.
So I'd probably be in the crew mess, getting some dinner and sitting down and...
Yeah, she's making dinner right now, so there's probably nothing ready, but...
I'm helping.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
I'm helping to make dinner.
Absolutely. And she would welcome the help.
Zarthus is just meditating in a quiet place, using their psionic abilities to just make their winds and whatnot float around them.
Goblins start to leave the ship as dusk and night approaches. You hear from the dock, excuse me, hello?
Glenn will stop playing his lute for a moment. He's like, yes?
Oh, hello. Are you the captain?
No.
Okay. I need help, and this is the last ship here that I think could help me. My name is Lantu Freefik.
Lantu?
Lantu,
Okay.
yes.
Lantu.
Yes, hi.
Fine name. I'm Glenn.
Glenn. Oh, pleasant to meet you. Thank you, Glenn. I am the owner of Sawtooth Rum. I have a problem. We have 30 barrels of Tavaran ale that we've aged in our rum barrels.
Go on.
And they were supposed to be delivered 2 weeks ago. And my idiot brother, well, he just missed it. And I was going through our warehouse today, because obviously not much is happening, and found the 30 barrels just sitting there. No one had picked them up. He thought he had taken care of it. Due to his mistakes this year, if we don't get this delivered, the Merchant Guild will suspend our license for a year.
Oh.
We cannot afford that.
You are in a pickle.
Very much so.
Oh, you want us to help? Oh, you know what? Let me go get the captain for you. Mm-hmm. And when he finds the galley, he's going to open the door. Mm-hmm. He's just going to go, Captain Turgalicious! There's a gentleman on the boat.
She kind of looks up at you, looks down at the pot that she's currently cooking in.
He has rum. He needs somebody to transport the rum to the mainland, and we'll pay them. Aren't we hurting a little?
We definitely are, but if you could please take care of this.
I can join him if you'd like, just to make sure.
Whatever you would like to do, and
I'll handle it.
And let me know what he wants, and then we can discuss.
I know what he wants. I think I just need kind of a price range from you to determine to drive a bargain with him. Mm-hmm. But so there's 30 barrels of rum that they have that need to be delivered to the mainland.
It's unusual to have any work this late.
So,
where on the mainland do they need this?
Just said the mainland.
Okay, so maybe figure out where they need it first.
Hypothetically. say it was Gorath.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's a pretty decent distance, but we could make it. How much would you say you want them
When does he
to
need it
pay
delivered
us?
by?
I believe by the new year. So
Okay.
in about
That's a
8
3
to
or 4
10
day.
days.
It is heading north. That's a little concerning.
again, I'm just assuming it's Gorath. If it's anywhere else, a 3 to 4 day journey, how much do you want to line your pockets with?
I mean, given the time of year, I would say that journey, I would say anywhere between 2,000 to 2,500 gold
Okay.
would be acceptable.
I can do that. So try to get as much as possible.
Yes.
Okay.
So I find out where he wants to go first.
Perfect. Okay.
Any further north in Gorath, and we can't. There's just no way.
Just you coming? Ooh la la. You coming with me? Yes.
I will be right back, Captain.
Your trust is appreciated.
She says nothing.
And he just starts to walk away.
Yeah, the
Ula
captain.
looks at Captain like, I'll make sure he's okay.
Yeah, Captain enjoys having someone like Glenn because that's not her personality at all. But it's kind of like your kid that is funny, but also kind of takes it a little too.
A little annoying.
Well, but also Glenn's not just going to be like, she trusts me, so I'm going to make the decision. Like he's always going to go like just double check and make sure because it's not his ship.
100%.
yeah.
So he goes back up and Ula's right behind him.
Yes. I am following and making sure that this is not disastrous.
So he's going to emerge from underneath the ship and then walk up to the dock and be like, "Sir, would you like to come aboard? I think we can work something."
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
So come onto the deck.
I didn't say this before, but he is a halfling, so he kind of makes his way up the very long gangplank for him. And
Where exactly is it you need these barrels delivered to?
Port Savorsa.
Oh, Port Savorsa. Okay.
I think we've been there before. So.
We have, and that's also on the way where we want to go. So, I spoke to my captain. She was thinking somewhere around the range of 3,000 gold in order to get it there in time.
3,000 to Port Savorsa. Certainly. I thought it would be much more than that, but 3,000. That's quite a deal.
He just looks at Ula and looks back. He's like,
I apologize. He's pretty new to the pricing in regards to this time of year, since business is not normally.
"Well, that's
Wait.
just for travel.
Oh, okay.
That's just for travel. There's 3,000 to get it from here to Port Savorsa. But
Oh, okay.
then there's I assume you were going to talk about, because again, new to it, so missed a couple things. The storage fee, of course, daily to get it on the ship to Port
Yes.
Savorsa.
Storage, cleaning, crew.
Oh,
all
so
of
you're
that.
going to clean the barrels as you transport them?
The outside.
That's interesting. So you're giving me pricing that involves transportation but not storage. So if I wanted to just pay for transportation, how would you then not store them when you transport them? I'm just curious. This is very, very strange.
Again, he's very new. He was doing the breaking down of the pricing
Oh,
for
okay.
you. So
The itemized list. Thank
yes,
you. Okay. Yes.
For tax purposes.
Per barrel.
That
3,000 per
I'll
barrel.
be back. And he just turns and walks. Glenn just leaves Ula up there and walks away.
I'm very confused now. 3,000 per barrel. I could
No.
not possibly.
I apologize, sir.
I mean, it's very important. I'm willing to pay for it, but
Yes, it'll actually be 5,000 for the off season for us to be able to take it down.
I mean, I think here's the thing. I do know. No, I'm not a sailor myself, but I do know. I mean, you'd have to leave immediately
Correct.
to be able to go and get there on time. If it's not there, it's my business. It's my family's business will be shuttered if this doesn't happen. I came here prepared to pay 6,000 for it. I would like to still pay you that, even though you've offered a little bit lower, just to ensure how important this is.
So Glenn just went down the stairs and then stayed to eavesdrop. I rolled a 19 for perception. So did I just hear that?
Yeah,
So-
it's very quiet. The docks are not busy at all. Again, trade is basically closing down, and this is not a very busy port. So some lapping of the water and just general seagull shit happening.
Obviously, Ula has no idea on pricing, so I thought 5 was.
So Glenn hears this, and and waits probably like about 5 to 10 seconds and then emerges from underneath and he says, I am terribly sorry. I was thinking to Gorath, so it's a little shorter of a distance. The captain said 6-ish is the range for it.
She said that just now, did
Yes.
she? Oh,
That's where I
very
was.
interesting, because that is exactly the number that I just quoted. What was your name, please?
I am Ula.
Ula. No,
Yes.
very
Well,
pleased to meet you.
Then I think we have a deal.
I think that is fantastic. Now, you would have to leave. I mean, I don't know if you can leave tonight. You'd have to leave first thing in the morning tomorrow.
Yes, we would need to load the barrels first, of course.
Oh, I will have them here before dawn.
Okay.
Perfect.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much.
Do you have any, like, personal stash of the rum made, too? Like, maybe throw in an extra bottle or two for us?
I can certainly do that. Yeah, I would be happy
was
to.
like,
We have
if you
some.
wouldn't
We have
mind.
some small casks that we
perfect.
keep, and I would be happy to throw in a couple of those for you and your crew.
Oh, I'd
Is this
appreciate
your
that.
crew? I see. There's just two of you, and then you have a captain.
We have more below deck. It's food time. They're in the galley. Just making food.
Such a large ship, but this would be perfect. So I appreciate it.
And just to confirm, it is just rum barrels that you're needing transported?
Yes. Now they are Tavaran. You know where Tavara is on the mainland.
Yes.
They send us once a year their ale, and then we age their ale in rum barrels. It's very highly sought after, but we want to make sure that we get it there on time.
Understandable.
Yes.
I did roll for insight just to kind of get a clearer picture of how I feel about this guy, and I got a 21.
Oh yeah. No, he's
Okay.
desperate. He is. He needs this to happen. So no, you don't feel like he's doing any kind of ill toward at all.
Perfect. So I reach out my hand to shake his hand and do a handshake of business.
He shakes your hand and he gives you a little bow, and he's thank you very much, both of you. You've both been very helpful, and I will make sure my people have these delivered to you. It should be first thing in the morrow, just at the crack of dawn.
Okay. We will be looking forward to it.
Great, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks. I hope you have a great night. I'm looking forward to tasting some of that rum.
All right. And
Oh my God.
he quickly runs down the plank, and you see him just kind of go off into the night, into the port. So
I go off to try to find Zarthus to inform them of dinner.
Ula, before you go, did you feel something weird from that gentleman?
No, not at all.
Oh, I felt like maybe he would have paid 7 if we would have asked for it.
Probably, but apparently we do not have the insight for what someone is willing to pay for this trip and the desperation that they had. And then she just turns and walks away.
I mean, the fact that you guys didn't even try to really negotiate. I figured the charismatic person would.
He said 3, and I was like, "Oh well, we're gonna up it to 5." And then you're like, "I was willing to pay 6." I was like, "Shit,
It's
10."
like double the distance. I was like, oh,
I was looking, I looked at that one, and then I think I looked at not Port Savorsa, but the first one.
Yeah.
Before Port Savorsa when I said it.
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
We're terrible at knowing that business. Goodness gracious.
That's funny. All right, so what's going on?
I went to go find Zarthus.
Okay.
So with Zarthus's meditation, they have this silvery, like sapphire bluish outline on their body,
Ooh.
along with anything that they're making float. So their rapiers are outlined in this silvery,
Like an aura?
sapphire blues. Yeah.
Is it kind of like circling around
Yeah.
you? Okay. Zarthus.
Zarthus will just use Mage Hand and make the door open.
Okay. I'm like, how are you gonna sit up and open the door? Zarthus, dinner should be done if you'd like to join us.
Zarthus will just nod and close the door.
And Ula turns around and goes back to the galley.
Yeah, Ula's used to it.
Yeah.
Because Zarthus doesn't really like being bothered while they're meditating to begin with, so
Understandable.
So Glenn is approaching the captain, and he just comes downstairs, and he's like, "Captain Fergalicious!"
Yes, Glenn.
So Ula tried to under-negotiate, but don't worry, I got it back up. 6,000 for the barrels. There's 30 barrels, and we need to get it to Port Savorsa.
Oh, not Gorath.
Not Gorath, no. And we would have to, like I said hypothetically with Gorath. I wasn't sure. And we would have to leave probably tomorrow morning, right? In order for us to get it there in time.
We were talking about a 7-day journey.
So
We would have to leave tomorrow. I mean, repairs should be done, and I was going to take the ship out tomorrow morning, just a quick to make sure everything is holding tight.
Right.
So gather everyone for dinner. It is ready. And you see her. She has this big pot. It looks like it should be scalding hot, and she's grabbing it with her bare hand.
Oh my gosh.
And she's carrying it over to the table where everyone usually has dinner.
Will do. I'll go get people. So he's going to go round people up.
Ula's already back.
Okay.
She's sitting down, waiting.
Okay. And then Zarthus coming.
Yeah, like 5 minutes later.
Okay, so everyone gathers down. Everyone helps themselves. She made just a regular fish stew. It's nothing fancy, especially with money being what it is right now. So, again, thank you for negotiating. I appreciate it. 6,000 is a good number. Obviously, making any type of run this type of year, even in the Southern Sea, is not something we would normally do, but we do have to get home, and that is on the way home. That the time is a concern. You said it has to be there by the 30th, right?
By the celebration for the year's end.
Okay. Well, we have things to consider. The first being, we are not supplied at this time. We estimated that the repairs would be done, today or maybe tomorrow. Supplies aren't supposed to be delivered until the 25th. It's 3 days from now. So we have no supplies for any type of voyage.
Maybe I could run to the who's supplying it to us and see just what they have available compared to what list we have, and bring it back tonight if that's fine.
Well, they won't be open tonight. Everything around here closes in the evening. So I think first thing in the morning, there's 3 things we should look at. First, supplies. We need supplies to be able to make any kind of voyage. So yes, you can go talk to our supplier to see if we can get that done. We might want to actually talk to the portmaster as well. They might be able to help with some things. You guys would know the portmaster this time is Tule Pimsby. Again, her office will be closed as well until the morning. So that's one thing. We also need a crew. I know our crew all embarked on different jobs. Others went, I heard something about a hunt deep in the island, but I'm not sure who is still available, if anyone. But we would definitely need a crew.
Do you want me to maybe go to a couple of the watering holes and see if I can find some people wanting or needing
He is great at
coin right
recruiting.
now?
I mean, you definitely can. The only problem, as we've found in the past, is doing that in the evening isn't always the best time because we're not usually catching them at their best. And again, this is something that Tule may be able to help you with first thing in the morning. But
Maybe.
You do what you want. That's fine. And then also, we have no weapons now. Little side note, the Raspiante, there's no cannons. There's no gunpowder, nothing like that. The Raspiante is equipped, though, with 12 ballistas. But in the attack, we lost most of our supply of ballista bolts, so we'll need that, obviously, in case we run across any problems, decide to fish any large creatures on the way.
Would you like me to negotiate that? They are delivering coin with the barrels, so if I could maybe speak to one of the weaponsmith in town, maybe see what they have, maybe they could deliver it about the same time and we could just take coin out of that and give to them.
That's fine. But the 2 biggest things we need are supplies and crew. So again, I think do what you will tonight, but I think the best would be tomorrow morning to go and speak to Tule and see what we can accomplish. She should have a manifest of all registered crew members available through the Merchants Guild.
Out of game. I know Tule is the portmaster. Mm-hmm. Do I know, does Tule like to drink? Would I be able to find Tule off hours somewhere?
I mean, you can look. I think you'd know that she's a pretty straight arrow. Doesn't mean that she's not getting a drink someplace, maybe, but, she also, keeps very specific hours.
Right.
Especially this time of year. And so you can venture out and try to find her. But
I was just curious if maybe I knew like 2 or 3 spots, or maybe a person or something or people that might know Tule's whereabouts tonight.
Yeah, there's 2 spots that are open. Again, this port having, the time of year that is, a lot of things are shutting down. Not the busy season.
Right.
2 that are open right now. One is called the Helm and Hull. And this is somewhat of a nicer establishment as far as taverns go. And then there's another one called the Blistered Gull, which, as the name would probably tell you, isn't as nice as the Helm and Hull. So we would need these things to be able to make it. Supplies, we don't have to be fully supplied, but I estimate we would have to leave by tomorrow evening at the latest.
Okay, so if I find anybody, tell them tomorrow midday to be here, and then we push off as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Glenn will finish the food with the crew and then go to the crew's quarters and kind of get changed into like nicer clothes and like clean the clothes that he has off and get ready to head to Helm and Hull and see if Tule's there.
I'm just gonna follow you. I'm just gonna follow your lead on it.
Yeah, I don't know if... Yeah, I'll go.
As we go, we're looking for Tule. If you see her walking down the street, let me know. But I'm betting she'll be at Helm and Hull if she's somewhere for a drink, because that's the nicer of the established. But maybe if we can't find her, we could head over to the Blistered Gull and get a little bit of a head start on crew. I know normally they're not on their finest, but if we can find somebody who is maybe not of sound mind, but pretty strong, that might be a good person for the sail rigging and that stuff as we move along. They could go with me. I could help teach them how to do all that stuff real quick. Got to show them the ins and outs.
Yeah, because rigging is just one of those things that's just real easy to do
It's
on a
simple
ship this large.
Simple for Glenn. Well, all of these
Glenn's just
people,
super
all
I'll
these
show
people
him.
have,
I'll show them a YouTube video.
well, all these people have experience on ships, right? Like we're in a port city, so most of the people that are here are
varying
crew of
degrees of
various
experience, and
Yeah.
right,
you know, some people are only capable of so much. So
right. But some people have been on, So that's what Glenn's looking for.
I get you. Yep.
Just remember that we do have Tule, who has a list of people who have the experience to be on board.
That is why we're going to see if we can find her first.
I'm just saying, if we can't find her, though, the recruiting could wait until after we speak with her in the morning.
I mean, then we talk to her in the morning and we go, okay, here are the recruits that we talked to and see where they are on the list. And if they're way down low, then they swap the decks. It's easy.
Sarthis is just staring blankly. Like, they're paying attention, but not.
Ula just sighs, like,
And
like she's done this before.
She's not
and
very
had to
far
deal with it
away,
before.
so the captain hears this, and she says, "I do just want to remind you that you have agreed to a job without telling this employer the status of our ship, and that we may not be able to leave tomorrow. So please do remember that our reputation's on the line, and the Raspiante is someone that they've always been able to count on. And I don't want to get on the bad
course.
side of the Merchants Guild. So just please, I appreciate what you're doing, but please keep that in mind that we are now on the clock, and we must make this happen."
Glenn's just going to walk out through the galley and everything and head up the stairs. Glenn will do his telepathic mind link with Zarthus. And just be like, Zari, you seem a little down tonight. How you doing?
Does it really matter?
I mean, yes, you need to be cheerful and happy in order for us to get Tule to give us what we want.
Well, I will work on it.
Yeah, that's all we can ask, right? You gonna help us talk to Tule?
Can we just go on with what we were doing?
Okay. And he's gonna look at Ula and go, Zari's not feeling it tonight.
Is it as bad as when you lost darts to Tule that one time, Glenn?
Again, that was not my fault. Zari was throwing them. We were supposed to be
I remember
a team.
different picture.
They were supposed to be telepathically helping me. When I threw the dart, they were supposed to take control of it and put it in the bullseye, and they missed a couple of them.
Well, let's go on. So we go to the helm and...
Great.
So they continue on to the Helm and Hull.
God. All right, so you guys get to the Helm and Hull, and it's a very nice establishment. Not very crowded. There's maybe half a dozen people, and they're drinking at this time.
Do we see Tule at all?
You do not.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, there's maybe about half a dozen people right now.
Do we know the bartender?
It is a male elf is the owner, but he also tends bar. His name's Harbro.
Ula, do you and Zari want anything to drink?
I'll have an ale.
Zari, would you like something?
No.
No. Nothing at all? No water, ale, rum.
No, I'm okay for now.
Okay. And he's just going to kind of turn and stride over to the bar and lean in. He's going to be, Harbro.
Oh, hello, Glenn.
Hi. Yes, Ula would like an ale. I would like to know where Tule is, and I would also like an ale.
Okay, 2 ales, and he reaches behind him and pours and gives them to you. Tule, the portmaster, I've not seen her.
She hasn't been in for a drink or anything?
No. She was here the one time with you lot, and the whole Dot kerfuffle. But that's really all. I've not seen her. I mean, she's in here every once in a while, midday, maybe for a bite for lunch, but that's really all I've seen.
Harbro.
Yes.
We've discussed not bringing up the dark kerfuffle, all right?
There was no problem. Some loud shouting that we don't usually get here, but it's fine. It's water under the bridge.
While we're at it, do you have the darts? No, never mind. Sorry, I just need the ales.
No,
Thank you.
Most darts, I think, ended up in the ocean at night, so...
Seems accurate. I shall be back. And he's going to walk over and put the ales down, and he's going to be like, Harbro remembers the darts exactly as I do. Zari was very upset and threw the darts in the ocean. Anyways, we are looking for Tule.
Natural 20. No, that's not what I said. Zarthus, you are fine. Do not worry about it. And he goes back to other
Zarthus
patrons.
is just looking very confused, just looking back and forth.
I think we have found that Glenn is a liar.
He prefers the term
Charismatic.
truth twister. This is what happens when you get a 17 in charisma.
Ula's not drinking her ale. She just got it for looks, per se.
Glenn's drinking his ale.
Yeah. Looking at all of the people in the bar, does it look like anybody is somebody that we've known on ships before? Like, we've seen them working?
It's an older crowd. It's a group of people that at some time, maybe some of them sailed and they've probably settled here.
Okay.
You don't see anyone that's probably active crew.
Been
The
active.
clothes are a little bit nicer,
Okay.
that sort of thing.
I don't think anybody here is anybody that we'd like to recruit.
I wasn't planning on recruiting at the Helm in the Hole anyways. The recruitment was the Blistered Gull if we could get there. But I don't want to drink just that ale because it's usually kind of stale. So I'm going to finish mine. Have you... What are you doing over there? That ale's still at the top.
Yes, you may have it.
Well, thank you. Glenn's going to get it and slide it over and down both of his ales in probably 5-10 minutes before we leave.
Okay. Great.
And then do you guys want to do anything else in here? Or?
No.
No.
So Glenn will just kind of make small talk at the table and...
I think
Finish
we're
the
just
ales?
sitting there listening to you. I feel we're at the table, you're drinking and you're telling your stories, and Zarthus and I are both sitting there like, okay. I can't speak for you though. I don't know.
I mean,
Okay, so what's next?
we head to the Blistered Gull.
You got to go deep back into the port for the Blistered Gull. It is basically right on the docks on the opposite side of where the Rospiante is currently docked. It is, very fishy. It is, the working man's side of the port. So it's probably a good 20-minute walk to get there. And I'd say when you guys are even maybe a couple hundred yards away, you hear quite the commotion.
Oh gosh.
Well, and you guys hear it over a hand drum because as we walk,
Yeah.
Glenn has pulled out his hand drum and he is like humming and just putting together this tale of two dragon turtles in heat that attack a ship.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my god.
So I would say you guys cross one street, turn the corner. The port is right there on your right-hand side. And I'd say 20 yards down where the Blistered Gull is, you see an entire almost company of city guard. And they have people pulled on the street. They are bound. One guy gets loose and he jumps on another one and just starts wailing on him. So there's quite a debacle happening right now.
Glenn will turn to Ula and he's like, "Ooh, look, there's a fight. That means that Tule may come because Portmaster needs to control the sailors."
This is also a very great representation as to why I don't feel like this is the best place to recruit for crew members.
Well, they wouldn't be the ones we're recruiting. The ones that get caught and are puking are the dumb ones. The ones that are still left inside, they're the ones that can hold their liquor. They're who you want to talk to. Really, this is quite fortunate if you think about it.
Okay, you guys approach?
Yes.
Okay.
Cautiously.
When you guys get a little closer, one of the city guard turns around. Hold on. What you think you're doing?
We were just seeing if Tule was here. We were actually going to talk to you. What's going on here?
Obviously, there's a bit of a fight that happened, and
yes.
we are rounding them up, and they'll all be spending at least the night in the jail.
Do you need any help rounding people up?
I do not need your help, no.
Oh, well, okay. Do you know, did you speak to Tule? Was she here?
Tule is here. She's inside.
May we enter?
No. You can turn around and leave.
May I wait over there for Tule to come out to speak to Tule? I just need to speak to Tule. It's not that I need to go in there and...
What's your name?
I'm Glenn Jarlvoth.
Glenn.
Glenn.
Okay.
Yes.
I will go and tell her that you're out here. If she can come, she can come.
Could you let her know Glenn and Ula are out here?
Hello.
Wait over there.
Absolutely.
And he turns around and walks into the blistered goal. So, a few minutes later, you see Tule come out. And she comes and walks up to you. And she's just, yes, hi. We're very busy here right now. Is there... What you need?
It is a pressing matter. We have business that we need to leave tomorrow, and we're needing a crew in order to do so.
What was the guy's name that we got the job from? What was it?
Lantu Freefik.
So, actually, too late. We were approached by Lantu Freefik.
Mm-hmm.
I guess his brother messed up an order, and they need us to take
again?
38. Yes, or their license will be suspended. So it was of dire importance. I went to Helm and Hall first. I figured if I found you at an establishment, it would be there. But when we showed up here and saw a fight, I was like, no offense, but it's kind of fortuitous because you'd be here. Do you need help cleaning up the scene, though? Because
no, the city guard has it, and I have to obviously be here as their representative. I was home, and then they came and got me when this happened. So I'm sorry. You're going to try to leave tomorrow?
Yes.
I don't. I'm not here. This is going to be late into the evening before I'll be able to tear myself away. Can you come and see me first thing tomorrow?
Absolutely.
And I can see who is still in port and who may be coming back. I know your rest of your crew. I don't believe that. I maybe mix this up, but I don't think they're supposed to be back for a couple of days at least.
No, you're
you
correct.
have to leave tomorrow?
I think they're on the hunt. Yes, otherwise they'll lose their license with the merchants.
We
Guild,
have to
I believe.
travel
brother
to
is-
Port Savorsa, so
Oh, that's going to take every bit. Okay.
we'll also need supplies.
Oh, well, supplies, you're going to have to go and speak to them directly. I don't have much pull with that, but
Understandable.
oh, goodness gracious. Let me get back to this, and I will see you at my office first thing in the morning.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Tule. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much. And then she turns around. She's like, put him down! Because one of the guards basically has a shorter man, like, picked up by his hair, basically.
No.
They're not being real nice to these guys. Again, there's a rift between sea folk and land folk, and they did not do a good job tonight spilling out of the streets the way they did. But yeah, you see her go back inside and is trying to manage the situation.
Oh, well, thank God I didn't have to drink anything from the blistered gull. Ugh.
Yeah.
We should go.
Yes, I agree. We should head back.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So if you guys head back, then it's just maybe 10 minutes to your side of the port and back to the ship.
Captain's asleep. I think we should just head in and call it a night and get up just before daybreak and get ready to head to Tule's.
Okay.
All right. Dawn the next morning. It's the 23rd, and you'll know that you've got 7 days until year's end. And to get to Port Savorsa, it's 6.5, 7 day trek.
All right, so I am getting ready to head to Tule's to check the list. Does somebody want to check on supplies at the same time, and maybe we can get two birds with one stone?
I was going to go to supplies. Zarthus, were you thinking of looking for the ballistas? Bullets?
Ballistas.
Bolts.
Bolts, thank
Bolts.
you.
Yeah.
I can
Ballista.
do that, I guess.
Or, you can come with either of us, and then we can go to one or the other
Well,
after.
I'm just not a good talker. One of you should probably take care of the business end of that.
Okay. All right. So I will go to the supplier and confirm that information. And I'm pretty sure once we're done with our conversations with Tule and the supplier, we can both head to the armory and meet there.
I'm fine with that. I'll head to Tule and see what seasoned sailors are still in port. I think we need at least 10 people, and that should be plenty.
Sounds like they're already here. Maybe we should head up and figure out what's going on there first and then head out. Zarthus, do you want to go with Glenn to Tule, or would you like to come to the supplier? Or stay here. I mean, that's an option too.
I'll follow you.
Okay. All right, let's go and head on out.
Okay. Let's head on up.
You guys get to the main deck. You'll see the captain there, kind of helping to direct the goblins.
Healing.
A few little things here and there to do.
You guys hurt my feelings.
You see them actually untying and unwrapping the sails because they are going to take the ship out today just to make sure everything is feeling right. And then you also see 30 barrels sitting on the main deck. They had gotten there really early in the morning, and the goblins already helped get them loaded up, and they'll take them below deck later on. And there are 3 casks, smaller casks of rum sitting on top. So the captain sees you, and she goes, "Have you gotten it all sorted out?"
I am heading to speak to Tile about the crew. I think Ula is checking
Zarthus
supplies.
and I are going to the supplier, and then we will head to the armory for the ballista bolts.
Yep.
Right.
So,
Okay. We will be underway in maybe 2 hours. We'll be out for about 4.
Okay.
So we'll be back mid-afternoon.
Anything
We
that
have to get
need.
this done, please.
I will see how quickly I can get the crew. Make sure that Tule knows to be back midday.
Would the armory have a kind of account for us as well, or should I ask?
We should have accounts with everyone. So the armory, we've done business with them before.
Perfect.
Obviously with our supplier, and Tule has our information. She has information on our credit, which is very good because our reputation is as good as it is. So
Yes.
We'll take care of it. We should be able to get everything we need.
any problem, they can come and speak to me.
Is there a specific amount of weaponry that you need?
We have 12 ballistas. It'd be nice to have, anywhere from, I'd say at least 5 to 6 bolts per, if possible, that we can stow.
Any other weaponry outside of bolts, or?
I mean, I've got my personal weapons, as do you all. I don't think we need anything else at this time, so.
Okay.
Who's doing what?
Glenn was heading to Tule.
Yeah, and we were going to the supplier.
Yep, and then we're going to meet back at the armory.
Yes.
Okay, so.
So he will head to Tule's.
Okay, again, it's right at the edge of that kind of warehouse border between the port and the city. Just an office, portmaster's office. So
Is the office door open?
no, it's closed.
He's walked up. Okay, he'll just walk up and just
Enter.
he opens the door. He's like, Tule, how are you doing? How are you doing, beautiful?
Just you, Glenn. Okay. Yes, you needed something. Again, apologies for not being able to help you last night.
No, that's not a problem. You had your hands full. We're looking for a crew of between like 10 to 12 people just to be able to get us to Port Savorsa.
Oh, my goodness. Well, yeah, I did check. Your crew isn't due back for another couple of days. And there's no way to contact them. Unfortunately, they're pretty deep in the island at this point. There is one group led by a man named Volek Solman. Many times he can be found at the helm and hull. I assumed you checked there last night when you were about.
Yes, we didn't see anyone there.
Okay. But usually they'll start there around midday. Many of them have kind of made this area their home. That's why he and his crew are still around. I will tell you, he's quite difficult. They're a very capable crew. They know it. And being the time of year, they're going to be very expensive. The other is, well, they're usually at the Blisted Gull. I don't know if they'll be reopened today. But there's, he's quite a rough one. He is. His name is Rock. You know him. You've probably seen the rather large hobgoblin walking around the port. He and his crew are quite rough. You will have to check their credentials. Obviously, they do tend to. They're about half and half of registered and non-registered. And obviously, with the Merchants Guild, you're going to want to keep the registered sailors as much as possible.
Of course, personally, I would rather find Follock. We'll try to start there. Do you know if he's not at Helm and Hull, where I could maybe call upon Volok?
He's probably upstairs, actually. They made this area their home. They haven't really ventured deep into the island of wherever they've probably made their homes at. So they are still here. I think they're waiting the final payment they're supposed to receive for the last job they were on. probably why they're hanging around. I did see him. It was just 2 days ago, so he should hopefully still be there. But it looks like that's everything that I have here. Again, I wish I could be of more help.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Jule.
Thank you, Clinton. Okay, so let's cut to you guys, to Ula and Zarthus.
We're going to the supplier.
Okay, the supplier, Crickson and Sons, and the owner is a human male, Walby Crickson.
Yes.
And it's just in the main warehouse district, so not far actually from where Glenn is right now.
So when we get to the establishment, we can just walk right in, and they have like an open
it is
store.
The
type
one
of
thing that's probably busy at all is this warehouse, because they are again the bridge between the port and the city. So there's always things kind of back and forth. Even though this is a slower time of year, they are still moving things throughout the warehouse. Nothing.
When we go in here, is there anything in particular that you would like as well?
No, I have my gear. I'll be okay.
Okay. All right. So we walk in, and Mr. Crickson.
He's upstairs in his office. If you want to go up the stairs.
Perfect.
There's
Thank
a
you.
little gnome standing there, kind of directing people and stuff like that. He just go right up the stairs here, and you know where his office is.
All right. Perfect. Thank you. I walk up this.
And you see like his big glassed, wall basically, and you can probably see him sitting up at his desk up there, kind of overlooking all the whole warehouse area. So
Is there a door that's closed?
yeah, his door is closed.
Okay. So I would knock on it.
Yes, come in.
I walk in with Zarthus. Are you still behind me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mr. Crickson,
Yes.
we are in need of supplies. We are trying to go to Port Savorsa to deliver some merchandise.
This time of year.
Yes, it came about suddenly.
What ship are you with?
The Raspiante.
Raspiante. Yes, we have a delivery set for you for the 25th.
Correct. Is there any way that we can get that up to today by midday?
You want your 2 days early.
Correct.
Oh, let me see. He's fiddling through papers and stuff like that, trying to see. At best, because we're still waiting for some supplies from inland, which should be here tomorrow. I could get you some supplies today, but I could not get you everything.
What supplies would we be missing? Or is there anything that would be equivalent to those supplies that you already have on hand?
Basically, the fresh food bit is what we're waiting on. Because obviously we have people, suppliers, vendors that are always out on hunts and bring us, we process things here, package it, and then put it with our provisions. You would have some dried goods. We do have several barrels of fresh water ready as well, but the fresh food would be the piece that's missing.
Is there additional dry food that you could supply and partake of the fresh food?
Some, but most is allocated elsewhere. We don't have a lot on hand this time of year. We just don't buy much because we know
Understood.
the next couple of months will be pretty light. So we can throw in a little bit more, but I don't think it's going to be sustainable enough for you if you'll be sailing. I guess, what is this, a 6-7 days?
It's about a 7-day.
The best I could say is you would have to fish on the way.
Understood. Whatever you can to bring to the port.
Okay, so that's always going to affect the price.
Understood.
Well, we can work this out another time. So when do you need this by?
Preferably by midday.
Midday today.
Correct.
Oh, goodness. Let me see something. And he walks out, and you kind of hear him yelling down. And then if you're looking, the little gnome guy immediately sprints off in one direction, and like 6 or 7 other little gnomes kind of sprint after him as well.
7 dwarves.
We can do. I didn't think about that.
We're in it.
They're gnomes.
Oh, they are
They're
gnomes.
not
Sorry.
dwarves.
Of the 7, there's one that's like
Sorry.
behind them. That's a straggler. That's Dopey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they run off, and he turns around and goes, "We can do this."
We can take that, and I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Okay. Is there anything else?
That'll be it. Thank you.
Thank you. And he sits down and immediately looks down and is
And
very busy.
I'm ready to go, so I'm gonna walk down. Are you?
Yeah,
Following
did
along.
that go well or no?
Well, unfortunately, we're still going to need to do some type of fishing or try to possibly find another solution to the fresh food that will be lacking, but they'll try to make up a little bit with some dry goods. So,
And with your guys' experience, I think you would understand that you guys could certainly survive the trek
yeah.
on dry goods, but morale is going to be really low.
Yeah. So we'll have to try to figure something out along the way, but it's unfortunately our only option. So,
Okay.
all right. So we're going to start heading to the armory.
So I can say you guys are probably in the same area. I don't know if
Glenn-
you run into each other or...
Glenn will head to the armory first, knowing that that was the plan, was to meet at the armory before going to find Volok.
Right, yeah. Okay, it's Port Beach Cairn Armory, and you walk in. There's ballistas. There's like really nice new shiny, ballista out there. All manner of harpoon and things up on the walls.
Glenn is looking at like the shiniest ballista bolts and like the shiniest harpoon when they walk in. He's just over there like looking at them, like
Yeah.
kind of touching it and like moving it. He's got like a harpoon in his hand and he's like looking at it and he's just acting like he's throwing it.
Probably at this point know the proprietor as Gregor Wolfhammer. He is a dwarf.
Glenn,
Oh, yes.
are you okay?
Well, I was just sitting here admiring this harpoon. I didn't see you or hear you come in. I was just.
What about the crew?
I need to speak to Volok. I got a lead from Tule, but I haven't secured anything yet. But we said to meet at the armory, so I came here to wait for you guys.
Okay. Zarthus and I settled supplies. We'll discuss that after this. Let's hurry and get this over with so we can get the crew.
Okay.
Mr. Wolfhammer?
Call me Gregor.
I apologize, sir. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Gregor.
Just Gregor. What's up?
We need ballista bolts, and
Oh,
we
of
need
course.
them today.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
How many ballista bolts do you have in stock currently?
Goodness. Let me check real quick. Over here, I've got 17 here, and I've got another 15. Looks like about 32 total.
We needed to get about 60, but you only have the access to 32 currently.
I mean, let me go check in the back real quick.
Please.
Oh, shit. Here's some. Oh, 18 more. So,
Sounds like the Tiger King. You're like, oh shit! So 18, 32 plus 18, was that 50?
40? Wait, 50, yeah. Sorry.
Math.
It's math.
Not this hard.
Math.
So,
Is there a way that we can have all 50 of them delivered to the Raspiante?
Sure, you can carry them. That sounds great.
Okay.
I mean, if you want them delivered, I can get it to you sometime today, but it's just me today, so I don't know. But if you want, we got these real handy carts so you can just kind of load everything in and take them if you wouldn't mind bringing it back.
Of course not.
Okay.
I would appreciate that.
Well, we usually sell 10 for 5 gold, so that'd be 25 gold.
how about 20? 25, and you throw in that harpoon.
Nope.
How much is a harpoon?
The harpoon, I can, let's see, one of those, I'd probably say 2 gold.
So 25, we get 50 bolts and the harpoon.
Yeah, sure. I could throw in, let's say, let's throw in 4 of the harpoon.
Including the shiny one.
The shiny one, it's a little bit more. I can give you some of this regular. They work just as well. Just, maybe not last as long, but
Okay, we'll do that on the tab. But how much is the shiny one itself?
it's 10 gold on its own.
For somebody like us.
Who are us?
The crew of the Raspiante. We've been here a few times.
Of course you have.
Growing up,
But
we
Captain
got...
Turkey, I've known her for years.
Yeah, so Captain Turkey's second mate right here. 5 gold for that?
That is a 19.
I rolled an 18. What do I add to it?
I mean, it's insight, so you could just say.
Insider.
No, I rolled insight, so for you, persuasion.
Persuasion, so that's a +6, so 24.
Yeah, okay. Oh, second mate. I never knew her to. You're part of her permanent crew, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I never knew her to give actual rank. She usually treats everybody the same. But man, now I have a different outlook.
Well, this tier is really a couple different people, but yes.
So
she
so
trusts
ma'am,
us
so
to
if
be in
he's a
charge.
second mate, are you like third?
first.
You're your first mate.
Yes.
Second mate. You're the third mate.
He's the co-sec
I'm not
first.
a mate.
You're not okay. All right. He's with you, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
He's more security.
So what were you asking? It's 10 gold for the shiny harpoon.
5 gold for the shiny harpoon, and we got a deal.
No. We'll say. How about this? 8 gold.
Close.
Okay.
7.
Well, I'll be honest with you. As you know how this works, Ross Bionte does have an account here that, I mean, you're all paid up, and you can. I mean,
Well,
you can buy us out of everything if you want.
I was going to buy it personally, though. I wasn't going to charge it
Okay.
to the Ross Bionte. I was
Okay.
going to pay for it personally.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I can be persuaded to go below 8.
I mean,
Roll persuasion.
I just feel like 7 is a pretty fair price. What'd you get?
Oh, crit 20, natural 20.
That doesn't matter then.
Huh?
It doesn't matter then.
Oh no.
I got to a 19 with mine.
All right. Well, sorry, I can't go below 8. I'm losing money at that point, and I've already given you the other harpoons with the.
You're right. Just put it in there with charge it to the account, the 8, and I will just pay Captain 8 out of my earnings. I'll let her know.
Perfect. All right. Anything else you guys need? You got.
No, that's it. Thank you.
I got a collection of just your basic daggers, short swords, a couple of scimitars. We do have some things that you can, if you'd like. I don't know if you're familiar with things you can attach to ballista bolts. It's kind of new.
Such as what?
Go on.
So, like for instance, and he takes you over to this shelved area, and they have examples of. See right there. This is a. You see, it's almost like a glass and metal encased thing. You can attach this to a ballista, and this right here, the kind of yellow looking one, will poison some people. The green one, you got to be careful of that acid, and that's real bad on a ship. Don't break it on your own ship, but if you shoot it at somebody and it hits another ship or something, that could hurt. And they also have these other ones that will ignite on impact, and will basically, set something on fire when you hit it. So.
I think we may have ourselves covered for now, but
Okay.
this is something that in the on season we may look into further.
Sure, no problem at all.
How do you store those?
Usually it's just some place where they won't jingle around too much. If they move around too much, if you want them to break, obviously you're going to be in a little bit of hurt in that area. So
Right.
you just
right.
want to secure it someplace. But you sailors know how to secure stuff.
The only thing that I might be comfortable with would be the poison one.
Mm-hmm.
I would think poison or acid. If we have to get into it with another ship, acid would be fine. But yeah, poison's probably the safest. of the
right,
two.
just in case one of them does decide to break and it doesn't,
Right. It won't tear the
bleed
ship
into
apart.
our ship.
Sure,
You said how much for them,
but they're 5 gold apiece.
and how many do you have?
And so the acid one, let's see here, he has 10, and the poison he has 8.
4 poison, 2 acid.
Why not just 3 and 3?
Yeah.
We're gonna do 3 and 3. I just figured poison was the least harmful. So
Where do you plan to store them?
Well, they do come in these little crates, and he pulls out this little crate, and the crate has like
Oh, like the straw and
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah,
inside
straws
of it.
kind of stuck in there, so that each one can kind of sit in there. Now you don't want to, obviously you still want to secure this,
Correct.
but yeah,
Okay.
but
well, I figure we could. We don't have anybody in the brig, so we could probably store these in the brig for now.
I think we'll take 3 of the poison and 3 of the acid.
sure.
And are you able to throw in another harpoon or 2?
No,
Are you able? Could you throw in one of the fire ones just to check out?
I
if
mean,
we-
with as much business you guys have done, yeah, I'll throw in one of the fire ones. So
Okay.
yeah,
Thank you.
sure, why not? Again, these are real new, so they should work.
We will test them and let you know.
Fantastic, I appreciate it.
May I use your cart?
Of course, can you just bring it back? Because sometimes they don't bring it back, and then I see kids ride them into the city, and it's a real pain in the ass.
No, we'll definitely make sure
All right.
it's brought back to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So, tell old Turkey I said hi.
And we have 3 poison, 3 acid, and 1 fire.
Yeah.
You're just like, no.
Like, I've already given you some free harpoons. Damn.
We like the harpoons. How many harpoons do we get?
Well, he said he only. I think he threw in 4.
Four. Yeah,
4 harpoons. And 1 shiny one for Glenn.
Yeah. That was,
Oh, don't
that
worry,
was
Glenn.
purchased. That was
Glenn.
purchased.
Glenn has the shiny one.
Yeah. Okay.
And is there a rope tied to the harpoon, or like how does that work?
Yeah. Usually you would attach the rope to somewhere on your ship
Right.
and then throw. Yeah.
But that's
So
what
each one
he wants to make sure. Yeah, the rope
Each one
is
comes
already
with 50 foot of rope.
there. Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
So Glenn has that 50-foot like tied up like on his.
And we'll say you guys
belt.
have all used them. You're proficient in all this shit. You know, it's
Yeah.
fine. And all the attachments are basically it's just something that you strap on to a ballista bolt. Not too heavy.
We know how to strap on, sir. So.
Nope.
All right. Let's. Glenn, are you going to go find the crew?
Yes. Do you need help getting this back to the ship, or do you have it?
No, I think Zarthus, are you able to help me take this back, and then we can bring the cart back at a later time?
Sure.
If not, I can manage. If you would like to go with Glenn in regards to the crew.
Kind of want to go with Glenn to see the crew.
Sure.
I've got to go to the helm and hull to find Volok.
So I will head to the port area where the Raspiante hopefully is, or at least I can unload stuff and bring the cart back.
Okay. When you guys walk out of the armory, you'd be able to see the Raspiante, even though it's on the other kind of far side of the port. It is not there. They are underway.
Do they sometimes, whenever they're needing supplies delivered, like leave it where they would port and then load it
the
when
port
it gets
is
there?
very secure.
Okay.
Yeah, they have,
so I
too,
would
like
just
you
do
said,
that.
they can get there and leave it there. And
I don't know if I'm going first, but when I get there, I just want to see if the supplies have been delivered yet or not.
they have not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will sit and wait.
Okay. Or put it this way, there's nothing there.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
As we as we part ways, Glenn will wait a little bit as they're walking and just kind of keep, again, just playing the hand drum quietly, just kind of trying to get things together, and he'll start trying to work on the lyrics
Okay.
for Dragon Turtle and Heat.
Oh my god.
It's the song title.
All right.
Well, with what I rolled, that's why it's a song title. We said performance.
Yeah.
I rolled a 13.
Okay.
So it's not terrible. It's not the greatest lyrics either, but the beat is what brings
The
people
beat's
back.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the name of your song, does it mean something metaphorically, or is it just a literal meaning?
Well, it's just a story about what happened before we got here. Those 2 dragon turtles, when they were the dragon turtle in Heat, when the male attacked us to drive us away.
Seems like a vulgar title, but I don't have your expertise in this area.
I mean, I'm open to suggestions.
I'll think of something, I guess, and present you with ideas.
Well, I mean, we clearly have at least another 7-day journey before we get to Port Zavorsa, so we've got a while. I'm just trying to perfect the words, and, I've got this sweet beat. It needs more cowbell. So, we get to Helm Hall. So, as we walk in, I'm going to mind link with Zarthus, and you're just going to hear, well, shit, I probably should have asked Tule what this person looks like, but I'm sure Harbro could probably tell me.
Sure.
Okay, let's head to Harbro. But he's not going to say it out loud. It's all telepathic. And approach Harbro.
Okay. Glenn.
Hi, Harbro. Do you, by chance, know if Volok Sorman is
Yeah.
here?
And he's busy right now with doing a couple of things with people at the bar, and he just points. And she did say that he's a human male. You do see a human standing up, kind of addressing a table of people.
And you just hear in your head, I think we found our man. So we'll head over there.
Okay.
Volok?
Yes.
Hi. How are you doing today, sir?
Well, thank you. What can I do for you?
Well, I am Glenn Glenn Yarlavoth with the Raspiante. We recently came into a last-minute job here, headed to Port Savorsa.
Mm-hmm.
We were curious if maybe your crew was looking to make a little extra coin, or if you were interested in making one last voyage this year.
20 at 250 each.
20 at 250 each. We really only need 10. We're not getting paid enough to pay all of you that much. It would probably be closer to, and I know you're probably not going to like this, but 150 apiece.
He looks at the table and kind of smirks, and the table just chuckles.
That's the deal. That's what we were offered by Lantu Freefik. I'm sorry.
I don't know who this Lantu is.
They're the ones that do all the
But I don't think...
Javon ale.
Lads, are we interested in this? The Raspiante? I think we're good.
Not very happy about the tone about the Raspiante, like you're looking down on us.
Oh.
Sorry that we had a
We don't have a problem with you.
high-level suitor. Who's the problem with?
Let's just say that we prefer our captains to be cut of a slightly higher jib.
Oh, so you're saying that you have a problem with Captain?
Is it turgy? Is that what people call them? And again, the table kind of chuckles.
I believe that was a sign of respect amongst her crew. Not typically. Seems like somebody's a little upset that they're not necessarily the closest to the captains. But that's okay.
If that's what you think, that's fine. So 250 for 20 or be on your way.
Well, and Glenn kind of steps a little in front of him. He says, well, I'm sure I can speak to my captain for 150 per. We really only need 10, so this was really just actually more of a courtesy to come to Valak, as, you know, when I spoke to Tule, she said that you guys were still experiencing maybe a lack of payment from the previous job you've done. So we were just simply trying to offer you to maybe offset some of the need. But that's okay. If any of you are interested, please let us know by midday today, as it is a quick turnaround, but definitely will be worth your while we get to Port Savorsa. And Valak, is it? Maybe climb down a couple pegs and speak to a captain before you actually act like you own a ship. Good day. And he's going to turn and walk away.
And then you just hear a little bit of murmur and then much larger kind of laughter from the table.
As he walks away, does anybody look like they were hesitant to speak, like, out against it?
No.
No.
These are not... If basically if we would have agreed to the price, then that would have overshot probably anything. But they have some personal problems.
Yeah, but I'm not agreeing to $5,000.
Oh, no.
We're only paid
No.
$6,000.
No, outside the game, I get it.
Yeah.
But that's just unfortunately, you know. And they're also you would think for sailors, they're dressed really well. Like they are, you know.
Are they dirty? Do they do dirty things on the side? That illegal things that they shouldn't be doing?
So as we walk away, I will mind link with him, and he just hears, "I heard you have a tiny penis,"
Oh my god!
and he just keeps walking away and walks out.
Yeah,
We're
you
home
see him,
and
he's got an ale like this. And he looks around like, and he kind of adjusts his pants like.
Zarthus was saying he was just glaring the whole time.
Yeah.
That's about it. He wasn't saying anything.
Sure. Yeah, but these guys are just more than anything. They're racist pieces of shit.
Yeah.
You know, and they're used to, because most captains are male. Most captains are human or elf or something like that. I mean, Tragosa, despite her great reputation, is an outlier. You know, and everything. So
I have
yeah.
a question. Does he have weaponry on him?
They all have like either a cutlass or something on them. Yeah.
Could I do an investigation or insight to guess their fighting ability?
Sure. Good.
Which one? Investigation?
I'd say an investigation, because maybe you want to see like the what their weapons look like.
Well,
despite the again, they're very well dressed. If you were to look at their weapons, they're very well polished. So these are the guys who take like these basically nothing of any danger but the very well-paying jobs because they work hard on the ships, but for certain
So
people.
I don't know if it'd be fair. I doubt it would be. It's up to you. Like if it'd be fair to say if it's just for like if I can just guess it's just more just for show.
I mean, yeah. Again, it's not. You'd get they probably spend all their money and then barely survive until the end of the off season, and then are again back into it working again for the bigger ships because they do work hard, but
Right.
yeah, they're not the best thing. So are you guys left?
After that investigation, Glenn was walking.
Zarthus just says out loud, "Wouldn't want cowards on the ship anyway, that can barely lift a sword."
Okay, got it.
And then they leave. They head out.
You guys leave?
I stay for like a second and like stare at him to see if he responds, if he has like the guts to.
Yeah.
Well, that's about it.
No, he's not. He's arrogant, but he's not. That.
Yeah.
He's not going to get into a scrap.
Yeah.
Not with someone who is obviously, by looking at you,
I'm
formidable.
Then I'm just gonna say, if you're gonna talk like that down to our crew, back it up.
Okay.
You can back it up here if you want. Since you are.
Is this
apparently the
okay, so
consul.
you guys were walking out,
No,
but now you're having this whole conversation?
I was walking away.
I'm still there.
Okay, you're just standing there?
Yeah.
Okay. I said nothing about you or about your crew.
I'm associated with them.
Okay. That's your problem.
Well, okay.
Okay. Be on your way.
I want to do something. There was a fight here last night, right? Or
No,
something?
that was at the Blizzard Goal.
That's the place we're going to now.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Hold on 1 second, though. Okay. It's an 18. Harborough is hearing this happening now, and after the dart incident that was interjected.
Glenn's already
into
out.
things. No, I know. You've caught Harrow's attention. Thinking, oh shit, here we go again.
I'm going to telekinetically shove him.
Okay.
Let's do a 16 strength save.
Okay. 16.
Okay.
14 plus 2.
Okay.
Okay.
That's about it.
But he does kind of feel it, and he kind of, you do see, he kind of looks at you, and just you can tell he's scared.
Okay.
I mean, he's one of those big little men,
Yeah.
kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's the shit with these guys. He probably bullies all of them and everything else too. So
Yeah. That's it. I'm going to leave.
okay.
That's why I was kind of hoping when I said something, one of them looked hesitant to like speak out against him.
Yeah, it's a hierarchy thing. So because they would be afraid in this situation. That's why he was like, it's all of us or none of us. It's the kind of thing where you put up with my crap, I'll take care of you kind of thing too. So they're probably also of the same BS racist mindset, some of them, because of the way it is. So,
Then I'm just going to say to Harpo, just like link with them for a second. I wasn't going to kill them if that's what you were worried about.
And Harborough, again, probably used to the link you guys do from time to time, just shakes his head and just, thank you. The damages last time were enough. I don't need to do this again.
Oh, I wasn't the one who was asking to telekinetically lead darts.
Okay. He's just like, okay.
Okay, then I'll just catch up with Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn gets like 10, 15 feet outside and realizes Zarthus isn't with them, and he's like, oh shit. He turns around and opens the door and sees Zarthus. Like, he missed everything that happened, but just sees Zarthus approaching the door.
So. As you guys leave, all of a sudden you hear, Glenn! And you see Tule walking quickly up to you with a rather large ledger in her hand.
Ah, Tule, hey,
Yes.
How are you?
Great, thank you. I don't know if you had found anyone yet. I wanted to try to catch you.
No, Volok's a douche.
I told you he was quite difficult.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes. But I think we have a solution that I didn't think of before.
Okay.
Do you feel the work on your ship has been satisfactory?
Mm-hmm.
So the goblins that have do that, they work on ships. That's what they do. But obviously they are very well versed with the ships, the inner workings of a ship, how to operate a ship. I think they're out with Captain Tugoso right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they are.
Now, they are registered with the Merchants Guild as labor, but if we could pay, a small fee for each of them, that could be your answer for a crew.
What would that small fee per?
It'd be 1 gold per.
That's it?
To get, well, no. That is to get them in our ledger.
Right, no, that's what I mean. To make
this.
them legal to be able to be
Yes,
on.
that's
It's
all
only
we-
1 per.
Well, because the dues for them to be part of the guild are already paid. This would just be to upgrade them to where they could actually work on a ship at sea and not just maintaining or doing repairs.
And now are they do we need to take all of them with us, or can
I'm
we take
afraid they
some?
would. It's a bit of a clan, so I think you
Oh,
would have
okay.
to take all of
Well,
them.
yeah,
but,
then it's a
but
family.
I don't think they'd be very expensive either.
No, Zarthus, what do you think? I think that's a great idea. I think they're very friendly little goblins. They're a lot of fun when they're on the ship. I'll put it that way.
We're used to them. They're used to us. They're used to the ship. I don't see why not.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's put the 24 on the account for the Raspiante for all of the goblins. Let me go speak to Captain when we get back, and then I'll speak with some of the goblins and see how much they would like.
Okay. Yep. And that's fantastic. I'm sorry I didn't think about this before. You wouldn't have to have dealt with Volek. So
No. Thank you. It showed me his true colors, so
right. And she turns around and heads back in the direction of her office.
let's head back to the ship then. It sounds like we're pretty much all set.
And about that time, fairly large delivery is being made to their the Raspiantes.
The slip.
Yeah, thank you. at the dock, and it's Crixon and Sons dropping off the fresh water, the dry goods, and that sort of thing. So, and you're there obviously as well. And then as you approach, also you can see kind of in the distance a little bit, you can see the Raspiante heading back.
Perfect.
So-
Once it gets to port, I would take the cart back.
Okay. So as it comes into port too, you're going to see that it's when it gets close, when you first see it, it's full sail. I mean, it's glory that it's always been a nice ship. Just got the hell beat out of it a couple months ago, but it's moving quite quickly too. So and then obviously they drop the sail, the foremast, and that sort of thing, and
A slight tear runs down Glenn's cheek because he loves the ship. So
cool. Awesome. All right. So they get in their slip, and the captain is, you can tell she's been somewhat down for a while, but her spirits are very much lifted now that the ship is working again. She is speaking to some of the goblins as well, because she is able to speak goblin.
as the ship is coming back in, while we're standing there waiting, Glenn starts just kind of making a beat, but you can hear under his breath he is linking Folic Sorman with like different transmitted diseases and trying to find a good one to start writing a story about Volek, to start like clearly spreading like rumors and negative things about him.
Yeah.
But like he's pissed that Volek took that shot that he did at Captain Turgosa. So he's making up stories and hymns and how he's a nasty person and all that stuff. And you guys can definitely, he's not trying to hide it. He's just doing it quietly.
Cool.
And I rolled a 15 for the quality of it.
Cool. It's there. The plank comes
everything.
down. The goblins are, kind of redoing some lines. And there are a couple of things they notice. A couple of them start going here, start nailing down something and start adjusting a few things here and there. Some last touches and stuff like that.
I show the box, the crate that has the glass for the ballistas. Please tie this down. It needs to be where it can't move.
I'm going to mind link with that goblin as I see her struggling a little bit, and the goblin looks confused and just be like, please secure this safely. Dangerous materials inside.
Yep. And like 3 of them pick it up and take it to the plank.
Perfect. And then I take the cart back and come back.
Glenn is going to find the goblin that he has like made friends with the most and seems like the highest that he knows, and go...
His name is Root.
Root. He's going to find Root to have a conversation with him. And when he does, he mind links and he just says, Root, we've been struggling to find a crew, but I spoke to Tule and she suggested that we pay the fee to get you able to sail, and you sail with us to Port Savorsa and then to Plegano. That's our final destination. would that be something that your clan is interested in?
Very much.
Very much? Yeah, we could get you off this island completely.
Well, we like Island.
Well, we could come back here, but we're going to Plegano first, which, as you know, orcs and goblins are around that area too. So, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But
we can come back.
yes, we could bring you back.
Okay.
Do you think that's something your clan would go for? I don't know if we need to speak to somebody else or if you
I
want...
will tell them.
Okay. I'll talk to Captain real quick, and then maybe if you meet me at the bow of the ship, we can discuss all the terms and everything. I'll see if Captain is willing to do that.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Root.
And he turns around and he starts kind of whistling, kind of gathering people, or there's others around him.
Okay. And Glenn's going to head to find Captain Tergosa.
She's below deck, kind of making sure things that are getting stowed in the right places. Because there's a lot of, obviously goods being brought on right now. She's kind of pointing out where things go and that sort of thing. Because she likes her ship the way she likes her ship, and shit's going to go where it's going to go. So she's just directing traffic right now.
Do I see the crates that we asked them to carefully store, just to make sure that they're being carefully stored?
I mean, you don't see them.
I don't see them.
Yeah. I mean, look at the ship. There's a lot of people in there and stuff like that. So.
I rolled a 10. Glenn's not worried.
Yeah.
Glenn's trying to find the cap.
Okay.
Captain Tergosa.
Yes.
Hey, so I spoke with Tule. Her idea was we pay 24 gold to get all these goblins certified to sail, which you were just out there with just them without the three of us. I mean...
when you kick over a ant pile and the way they scurry about and immediately begin rebuilding, that's exactly what they were like on the ship. They were all over the ship at one point, just getting the sail up and just manning all the stations, pulling the lines, adjusting the rigging. They were quite remarkable. They know the ship obviously very well now, so I think that's a wonderful idea.
I spoke to Root, and he's going to talk to some of the other members and the higher members of the clan. What do we need to pay them? I don't know.
And we would pay them what we pay anyone else.
Okay.
I mean, this is a
normal crew price.
Yeah, I mean, they are as capable as anyone I've seen of late. So I think normal. We normally would do. Obviously, providing them with food and everything as well. We would normally do 2 to 3 gold per day for each, and I think that's fair.
I don't know if Ula spoke to you about supplies, but I do know we weren't able to get 60 ballista bolts. We only got 50. That was the best we could do. Fine. But we did get a couple cool little new things that one of them, they attach onto the bolt. One of them, when it hits it, it sprays a cloud of poison.
Okay.
Another one is acidic. So I'm going to go see where those are being stored to make sure that they're secure and safely secured. But we also have 4 harpoons, and I bought this one, but I put it on the account, so I owe you 8 gold, just so you know, just to be on the up and up. And so, yeah, I'm going to go find those.
Yes, please make sure those are secure.
Yes.
And Glenn, the harpoon, do not worry. It is fine.
It's super shiny. I really like it. Thank you.
And so I'd say when you leave where the captain is, turn around and Root is basically standing there, and almost all the goblins are standing behind him.
Oh, hello, Root.
Yes, Master Glenn.
No, just Glenn. I've told you before. Just Glenn is fine. You don't need to call me Master Glenn. Glenn works.
So I spoke for all of us for this 100 gold for all of us for this job.
And that would be for 2 Plegano and back, correct?
Yes.
Because we are going to Savorsa first, then Plegano, and then we'll probably stay there for a month or so until the seas soften a little and then come back. Is that satisfactory?
Yes.
Okay. Glenn sits there and starts thinking. He's doing the math in his head. He's like, 3. That's close. You know what? Yes. I will speak to the captain and make sure that it's 100 gold plus food for you to help us sail to Plegano, which will be making a stop in Port Savorsa and then coming back.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Root. One more thing, Root. Where are those special boxes?
Special. Oh, he turns around and Goblin speaks out, and they point to the bow of the ship.
Can you have whoever secured them just show me where they are, just so I can double check and make sure they're very precious cargo?
He just points, and they start scurrying off.
I'll follow. Okay.
Yeah, and basically they took them to the little area. This is not the brig. This is like a storage room, and they have them there, and they have probably more rope that's necessary tied around it. Good. So they took what you said to heart. So
yeah. So
another hour goes by, and they just kind of do some last checks and make sure everything is stowed really well, and that's it. You guys shove off, and you're underway. And this is where we will end our first episode in this brief holiday-adjacent voyage through the southern seas of Manassas. The core crew of the Rospiante took on a much-needed job, albeit at an inopportune time. They were able to secure just enough supplies for such a journey, as well as an unexpected yet very welcome crew. Join us next time to see what lies ahead for the crew of the Rospiante. Will they reach Port Savorsa in time for year's end? What do the open seas have in store for them? If you have not already, please take a moment to follow the show and cast on Instagram. You can also support the show and future content by becoming a Patreon supporter. Please tell your friends and family about Cocked, a real play D&D podcast, and we wish you all the very best new year. See you next week.
She has become a part of Captain Turgosa's core crew and seeks to continue to learn under her and hopes to one day follow in her father's footsteps and captain her own ship.
I'd like to point out you mispronounced Captain Turgalicious' favorite name. It's Captain Turgalicious.
That'll be cut.
Thank you.
You give me the power to edit.
I hope that whole thing stays in.
Glenn's not even going to be in the episode.
There'll be a whole new person recorded in this place.
Or I'll just do it. Hi, my name's Glenn.
Hey, that's not what I sounded like.